Hello subscribers, this is yours truly JBlue68 coming to you with my first comic book haul video for the year 2025. Happy New Year again. I hope that you enjoyed my other video, which was the unboxing of Wonder Woman. But yeah, this is my first comic book haul video for the year 2025. I hope that you all have had a safe New Year day, had a celebration with your family and friends, or just with yourself. This video will consist pretty much of Marvel and DC comics, and I have probably two independent comics in here, Marvel, DC, and Image Comics. But before we begin the video, I just wanted to show you this very beautiful, I actually have two very beautiful comic book short boxes. These are from Marvel, and I've shown these before in previous videos. I believe in keeping my comic books safely secured and locked away in these gorgeous boxes that Marvel comes out with. They're not the only ones that do them. NECA also does comic book short boxes, and I think Boom Studios does from time to time. But these are Marvel, and again, I believe in putting my comic books or storing them in the coolest way possible. And again, in these short boxes, and this is what you see before you. This is actually based off of the Marvel character called Magik. Magik is the magical, mystical sister of X-Men's Colossus. And I just want to show you all aspects of the box here. Okay, this is very nice. Here's the side of the box. And I got some other things in there. Here's the back of the box here. The character. I don't know who drew this, but I do know that this will be based off of a comic book series that will be coming out pretty soon. Here's the top of the box, which also says Magik. Excuse that glare there. But that's this beautiful box. Okay, if you want to collect boxes like this, you have to go to your comic book shop. You can order them, I think, online, but I would really suggest going to your local comic book shop to see if they have them. All right, that's one, and then we have a second one. Let's lower the camera here, which is based off of, you can see the top of the box there. It says Rogue and the Savage Land. So there's Rogue, also of the X-Men. Okay, and there's the Savage Land. I'm not very familiar with the stories of the Savage Land. I know what it is, as it exists in the Marvel universe. But yeah, and there's Magneto there too. All right, and this is a comic book series that will be starting fairly soon as well. Here's the side of the box here. It says Rogue and the Savage Land, and then here's the other side of the box with just Rogue on it. I love that. That is very, very cool there. I don't think that's the best drawing of Rogue, but it'll suffice. And I think she's on a dinosaur or something like that. So let's turn this back around all the way. Inside of the box, I actually have the comic books. Let's take this top off. And we're going to take out the comic books here. Let's see. Let's move this out of the way. Yeah. Put a little standee there. And here are the comic books that I just removed from the comic book graphic box. All right. Also, I want to show this. Really, always have coffee. You know, I love coffee and comics, man. This is a really cool cup here. This is from Stranger Comics. This was sent to me by Sebastian Jones, the creator of Stranger Comics. He sent this to me. It's a really cool cup. But this is from the world of Asunda. Let's take a sip here. All right. All right, so let's begin this comic book haul. And we're going to start off with what you see here. This is from Marvel Comics, Sam Wilson, Captain America, issue #1 by Greg Pak, and as Evan Narcisse, I believe, as the artist. Adair Messias is also one of the artists with Valentino Delandro on this particular book. All right. So, yeah, it's issue number 1. And this isn't the first time that Marvel has done a comic book series based off of this character. About a year or two ago, they were coming out with the Captain America Steve Rogers book, along with the Sam Wilson Captain America. But being that the movie is about to come out next month, this is a series set up, or it kind of tent poles the movie, which comes out, as I said, February. I believe it's February the 14th on Valentine's Day, of all days. But yeah, it stars Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. Of course, Harrison Ford is replacing, I think it was William Hurt, who played as Thunderbolt Ross. He died about 3 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago. The interior artwork is okay. It's okay. It feels slightly rushed and kind of plain, but the cover is outstanding and reintroduces the Patriot, who was actually original part of the Young Avengers. And you can see here he is, the Patriot right there. Okay, the Patriot. All right, so that's very cool. Definitely can't wait to read this. I'm not sure if this is going to be a mini or maxi series. So again, it's a tentpole for the movie itself. Next up, we have issue number 1, another issue or another series of the Deadpool and Wolverine. This is by Benjamin Percy and with artists Guru FX and Joshua Cassara. It's another comic book series that basically tentpoles a film that came out last year. The interior artwork is an improvement. It's more streamlined. The panels are violent and bloody, as to be expected with this team. All right, so yes, we have Deadpool Wolverine by Benjamin Percy. Next up, we get into a very important Marvel book. This is a one-shot. This is Time Slide, and this is a story by Steve Fox. Artist is Ivan Fiorelli, I believe. This book stars Marvel's mutants Bishop and Nathan Summers, also known as Cable, a character created by Rob Liefeld. The story basically reveals the future of the Marvel universe as it will be in the comic book form anyway. The interior artwork is pretty good. The series again is about the series actually is kind of a prelude to another Marvel series, comic book series that will start, or I think that's already out, called Cable, Love, and Chrome. That's going to be a spinoff of this particular book. But yeah, this book pretty much highlights again the future of the events that will occur in the Marvel universe. Okay, moving along here, we have issue number 3 of a series I've been collecting, and this is issue number 3 of. As I get this up here, get it straightened out there. Let's see. Get it straightened out there. Okay, I'm sorry. Ultraman versus the Avengers. And this is a book written by Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom, I believe it is. The artist is Francisco Mana, and the colorist is Matt Mila. Let's just kind of show you some of the artwork here, because the interior artwork in this book is phenomenal. I just want to show you one of the first pages, if we can. Let's get this out of the bag and board there. Okay, there's an intro page. There we are. I just wanted you to see this. Coincidentally, we have Sam Wilson on the intro page there. You can see that. That is extraordinary art. I love that. And those colors really pop off of that page. The interiors are cool, and it features some very cool kaiju fight scenes too. So yeah, Avengers versus Ultraman issue number 3. I'm not sure with this series how many issues there are going to be, if this is a mini series or maxi series. But yes, let's move along here. Next up, we have Werewolf by Night, issue number 6, the red band edition. I want to read the series once it's done, or when the first trade paperback is published. These editions that I want to collect them as single prints, and that's mainly because of the cover art, which I really like. So I'm not going to open these up. These are collector single prints. I want to keep them in their poly bags because they are poly bagged, as you can see. Okay, very nice. Okay, so that's it for Marvel. We're moving into DC territory. And with DC, we have DC Justice Leagues. I have a Justice League 1 and 2. This is a foil print edition. Let's see if I can take this one also out of the bag and board, so you can kind of see the foil print there. What is that book? What is that book doing in this haul? That was from the previous haul. Okay, so you can see how foily that is. Very nice. And this is actually a combination of superheroes and supervillains. As you can see, Poison Ivy is on there. Also Harley Quinn, and some other characters, along with the Flash, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. Well, no, I'm sorry, Superman isn't on there. That's Shazam, and Catwoman. This is again the part from the All In series. And this is my favorite version of the Justice League. I prefer Justice League Unlimited versus JLA and Justice Society. This is written by Mark Waid with Dan Mora and Tamara Bonvillain. The interior artwork is beautifully paneled and colored. Let's show you some of the interior artwork there. Okay. It's a promo page. All right, you can see that there. Let's do a close-up. Let's do a close-up shot. We can. All right, I love these spread pages. Very nice. You see Supes there with some of the other heroes and a combat fight scene. There's a lot of glare going on there. Let's see if we can get some of that off the camera. There we go. I love those colors and how the colors really pop off the page. Okay. And here it is. Justice League Unlimited. Let's kind of pan that around there. All right. Raise the camera again just a tad so we can get the full Justice League iconic emblem or wording there. This is read what it says too really quick. It says the planet Earth has long been home to individuals with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal humans. Now, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and more have united to offer sanctuary resources and leadership to all heroes across the galaxy from high in Earth's orbit in their high tower. Okay, or their high tower base. Is that what that says? Yeah, their watchtower base. I'm sorry. The world's greatest superheroes unite to confront the threats too powerful for any single hero to face. And then gives a synopsis of what happened prior to this story, which led to these events. For some time, the Justice League has been disbanded, but a devastating attack from Amanda Waller and the suspicious circumstances of Darkseid's death have united the world's greatest superheroes once again, and this time their power is unlimited. As this version of the Justice League invites several heroes, not just the ones that we are used to seeing. And there's their watchtower right there. And again, I love that artwork, man. That is really very, very nice. Very nicely done. And we see Shazam. All right. Okay, let's move on here. And again, this is issue number 1, the foil print. But there's a regular version of issue number 1 if you don't want this version, and I actually showed it when I opened up the first page. Here's issue number 2. Okay. And this cover, I'm all right with this cover. This cover is okay. It's not the best to me. Okay, we got a lot of glare going on there. Let me see if we can reduce that glare. That's a little better. It's a little dark though. Okay. Yeah, it's a little dark. Let's light that back up again. But let's move this around this way. Okay, yeah, you can see it better. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry about that. I had to do some light adjustment. Then next up, we get into Creature Commandos, which I actually showed in the last comic book haul that I did. I show issues number 1 through 3. This is issue number 4. Creature Commandos, and this is from the DC horror line, written by David Dastmalchian, if I'm pronouncing his name right. Artist is Jesus Hervas. I want to wait until I collect all 6 books. This is part 4 of a 6-part series. Then I'll read the books back to back without interruption. That's the way I prefer to read a miniseries anyway. And by the way, the latest animated episodes of James Gunn's Creature Commandos just aired on Max this past Thursday. It is absolutely incredible. It's emotional, and it's necessary violence to the story. There's violence, of course, in the animated series, but it's necessary to the story is what I'm trying to say. And this latest episode, which was episode 7, showed the origin of Dr. Phosphorus. I thought was very interesting. Pretty much most of the episodes have showed kind of like origin stories for each of the characters, which have been, I think, very, very well done. The last episode is going to be aired next Thursday, which I think will be January the 9th or 10th. Episode 8. And they air pretty much every Thursday on Max or HBO Max. But it's just called Max for the most part. All right, so yeah, this is issue number 4. DC Horror presents Creature Commandos. And I also want to say, too, that the books have nothing to do with the animated series. The books are completely separate stories. Again, written by David Dastmalchian. I have a hard time pronouncing the dude's last name. All right, let's move along with more DC books. Now, this here is something that's been highly anticipated by a lot of both Batman fans and DC comic fans. This is from the DC Black Label. And we finally got it after months and months of waiting. Issue number 3 of Rafael Grampá's Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. And I think the last issue was, I think 6 months, almost a year ago. Issue number 1 received rave reviews. I did a video on it. But yeah, I haven't read issue number 2 yet. I have it in my collection somewhere. I was waiting for issue number 3, as I said, to finally come out, and I would read them back to back. But I don't even remember the events of issue number 2, or if I even read it. Like I said, I don't think I did. But anyway, here it is, issue number 3, Gargoyle of Gotham, from DC's Black Label. Also from DC's Black Label, we have book 3, Batman Full Moon. Batman Full Moon. This is written by Rodney Barnes, and the artwork is by Steven Subic, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. I showed issue numbers 1 and 2 in the last comic book haul I did, which was my final comic book haul for the year 2024. Let me take another sip of coffee, excuse me. Now, what's really cool about this book, aside from the interiors, this is a glow in the dark comic book, and I tried to show it glowing in the last comic book haul that I did, which was last year. But let's see if we can try this again, man. I don't think that it will glow. You know what? Never mind. I'm going to do that in a separate video. I'll do that in a separate video, like a shorts video or something. So we're going to keep it moving here. But yeah, so from the Black series, again, we have Batman Full Moon #3. The interiors are astounding. It's great usage of colors and pencils. I can show the inside of the book if you want to see it. Let's see. Get this out of the bag and board there. I love that glow in the dark effect, man. That is just really cool. As you can see there, the artwork. All right. Okay, and then also what's cool about this book is that I believe it features the character and magic user Zatanna. You can see her right there. Okay, glare out of there. Yep, there's Zatanna, who has her own comic book series coming up pretty soon on the DC label. And I'm not sure if that will be a maxi or mini series, but it was highlighted in the DC Connect or DC catalog that I showed too. Okay, so next up, we're moving right along here. Moving right along. Issue #3 of Absolute Wonder Woman. I have issue books numbers 1 and 2, which I've read, and they are very good reads for you Wonder Woman fans. Again, this is part of the All In series written by Kelly Thompson. All right, so there we go. Not sure if I necessarily like that cover, but the story's good. But the cover is relevant to what's going on in the story. Next up, we have, again, part of the All In series. This is Metamorpho, DC's Metamorpho #1, a character I have no knowledge of, to be honest with you. But this character will appear in the James Gunn Superman movie, which comes out this July of this year. This book is written by comic book writer Al Ewing, with artist Steve Lieber. I believe that's his name. Let's just show you. Again, I don't know anything about this character, but we're going to read the bio. I think the bio is on the first page, which tells you, gives you a synopsis of who he is and what he's about. And speaking of Creature Commandos, here's a promo. And you can see it right over there on the other side of the screen. Here's a promo for Creature Commandos right there. Wow, that's really cool. Yep, Creature Commandos, which we just showed the book just a moment ago. But this is what the promo looks like for the animated series, again, which is on Max. All right, very cool. Okay, so Metamorpho, the Element Man. So let's find out who he is. To know him is to love him. That fab freak who can change himself into any element in the human body. He's the one and only Rex Mason, alias Metamorpho. But what happens when a fearsome foe matches him, change for change. An enemy who doesn't need to become any element because he can be the one element that'll finish Rex once and for all. So that's his name. All right, so that kind of gives an idea of who he is. He's like a shapeshifter or something like that. Okay, and this is book #1. It says here, Metamorpho, the freak of 1,000 changes. And they show him just for a brief second in the trailer for Superman. What the idea or synopsis I get that's going to be relevant to his character, as I think the character that Metamorpho would be portrayed as a sort of joke or a minstrel show to the public. While he takes himself seriously and trying to be a hero, his powers and using his powers to save people, as you see on the cover here, he takes himself seriously, but people really probably view him as some kind of like a circus freak, by comparison to Kal-El, when Kal-El comes to Earth, you know, and reveals himself as Superman, they're probably looking at this guy again as a joke. And that's going to cause rivalry, jealousy, and problems between Metamorpho and the Man of Steel. That's what I kind of gather will be the significance of his character in the movie, and what will happen, and will again cause problems between him and Superman. All right. Okay, so let's put this back in the bag and board. And again, I'm going to read the book so I can get more familiar with the character before the movie comes out. This is kind of a tentpole book, similar to the other books I showed in the Marvel Hall. All right, next up we get into our final books, independent books. This is from the Todd McFarlane World of Spawnverse. This is issue number 3 of 6. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the wrong book. Let's turn it around there. Issue number 4 of 6 of The Violator. And this is basically a origin story of the Violator. If you ever want to know where the Violator came from, who he is, what makes him tick, that sort of thing, well, this is a series you definitely want to buy. This is written by Mark Andreyko, with art by let me see if I can pronounce his name correctly. I don't want to slaughter his name. Gianrico Bonacorsi. Gianrico Bonacorsi. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. The panels are gorgeous, but they're rated R. They're not for kids, so I can't open up this book because there's a lot of nudity and violence in it. So no way I'm going to show the panels of this book. This is for adults only. Again, for adults only. And then next up we get into a book that I nominated as my book of favorite comic book series of the year, that being the year 2024. This is Sam and Twitch issue number 9. This is part 1 of the new case files. This is the second story arc of Sam and Twitch. I finished the first story arc, which was absolutely brilliant. Again, this is the beginning of a new series written by Todd McFarlane and Jordan Burrell. The art is by Thomas Nachlik, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Hopefully I'm not slaughtering it. Again, this is the beginning of a new series of crime drama that strays away from the supernatural elements of the Spawn world that we're used to. And it does so in a terrific fashion and grandeur. The interior artwork is splendid, and the lettering is the best in comics as far as I'm concerned, in my own humble opinion. This is issue number 10. This is issue number 9 here, but issue number 10 in this new story arc will premiere later this month, that being, of course, January 2025. Okay, so this is it for my comic book haul, my first comic book haul for the year 2025, and we're back at Marvel Comics. Interestingly, my last comic book haul for 2024 ended with Marvel Comics. This one begins with Marvel Comics, and of course, this particular book here, as I indicated earlier, is a tentpole book for the movie that will be coming out February. I can't wait to see it. I really, really hope that Marvel has done a good job on this film. I know it was going through production hell. They were doing reshoots and retakes of the movie. I hope that they finally completed what they needed to be done, and that this will be a masterpiece, hopefully, in the MCU line of films. So that's it. That's all, y'all. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Enjoy your evening, morning, or afternoon, whatever time it is, and whatever place you are in the world. Stay safe out there. Thank you all for joining me. Again, peace, love, and hair grease.